Oh, tape.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's the traffic this morning?
It wasn't too bad.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure exactly why Route 82 needs to be repaved, but
All of it?
well, they're from Shagbark down to the first long hill going down, so it looks like they're doing it. And the odd thing is that, well, they may, right now it's a kind of rough surface,
Mm-hmm.
but they painted lines, yellow and white, on the part that they've done. So I guess it'll be a while before they, if they're going to do a smooth top, I would imagine, on that road. Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Ah, well.
and the roundabout is just. I don't think there are going to be any major delays anymore. They weren't. We came through yesterday, and they weren't working at all.
Mm-hmm.
And there were just a few people wandering around this morning. So
Well, until they pave that whole thing.
yes, yeah. Well, that's. I was hoping that they would do at least the lower roundabout, but they're waiting obviously to
I think they're going to do,
all
Yeah.
at once. Yeah.
yeah, both of them. I am recording,
Okay.
and Jeff has a name.
There we are.
Ah, there he is.
Okay. I just had to adjust. I forgot to turn. I forgot to uncover the lens.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it works much better when the lens is uncovered.
It does. It's
Yeah.
really interesting how that works. How are
Yeah.
you this morning?
Um, Doing well. How are you guys?
How's Jesse?
Today's his second day back to school. He's doing really well. They got home on the first, the evening of Friday the first from Australia, and it took him a couple days, 3 or 4 days actually, to start to get back into a normal U.S. East Coast West sleep pattern and all that. It took Katie even longer. She's struggled for like a week.
Yeah.
Uh, but Jesse's doing really well. He's started second grade yesterday,
Oh,
and it's really good because he's in the Montessori method. They have like the classes are such that it's first and third grade together, uh, fourth, fifth, and sixth together. So he's in second grade. So this is his second year in the same class with the same teachers. So he's like one of the, as he said, he feels much more comfortable now and he's used to everything. And so I kind of reminded him, well, now it's his role to take the first graders who are new there and give them the guidance that he got last year.
oh,
So
good.
he's liking that role, and I think it's going to be a good school year.
Good.
So everything is off and running. Been a very busy couple of weeks. So I'm sorry I missed last class, but just a lot of stuff going on besides Jesse and all.
Yeah.
Um, so David, I did the video link for the last class is not on. It gives me that this video is private message when I try to watch it.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if you'll get the same result because you're the guy who put it up there, but I clicked the link. I did two things. I clicked the link you sent us on the email. This video is private, wouldn't let me see. Then I just went to your YouTube page itself and started searching, and it's not there. So I don't know if you have a private folder there or something, but I can't find it in either way. So I
Well,
didn't see
I
last week.
must have, after I uploaded, I must have hit the wrong
Mm.
um,
Save. Yeah.
save button.
Well,
So I'll
maybe when
have,
you put this week's up, you can see if it's possible to put that one up as well.
it is, I can upload the video again and,
Okay.
because I save all of them.
Okay, good.
And I can upload the video again and then make sure that I hit public. Uh,
Right. Okay. Yeah, good. So I did not see obviously then what you guys did last week. So
we
No,
had,
we talked a lot.
we talked a lot, but we had a very good class.
yeah, well, that's talking is often the most important part of this all.
So, yeah. Questions, reports?
Nothing right now from me.
Okay. Okay. Um, I do want to go um, back to that section we were working on a couple of weeks ago because there seemed to be several questions we were dealing with there. And I also realized that in that class I talked a lot about intent,
Mm,
and I realized that I wanted to say to you that and I know you know this, but it bears repeating many times. Intent is not thinking about. Intent is feeling. So, indeed, feeling with a purpose, but not thinking about it. And the only way to arrive at the point where you can begin to work on these elements without thinking about them is practice.
I knew you were going to get there.
I had to get there. So just to say that, so that it's in your thinking, so that when you get to a point where you can really focus on your practice, you can have that awareness that you're trying to get to that point where you're no longer thinking about what comes next, but you are aware of what you are intending to do as you flow.
when you say intending or intent, are you referring to the flow of the energy itself, like where you intended to go, how
Mm,
that, because that's what I've always interpreted it as, is not a mental focus on doing things, but how the whole body is experiencing where do you want the energy to go.
right.
Okay.
So it has to start with simply feeling and being aware of the flow of the energy.
Mm,
And if you're really clear about it, really clear about that throughout the entire body, constantly and consistently, then you can go to the next level and work on beginning to actually direct the energy with your intent.
mm.
So it, but you know, I recognize you both have lives other than your Tai Chi,
Mm,
unfortunately,
yeah,
uh, or fortunately. Uh,
fortunately, probably, good balance. Try to balance them.
um, but you really, in order to really progress to the level where you gain the most from your practice, you really have to put in the time. You know
Relate,
that.
related to that, how would you, for yourself, I mean, in your level, which is obviously quite different from Bill and me, but how would you rate your awareness of the feeling of and movement of your energy on your lower body versus your upper body?
Um, I would say that at this point, I feel that I have progressed to where at least they are pretty much equal.
Hmm, okay.
Um, the feeling in the lower body, one would desire that it is stronger than the upper body. Um, and I can't say that I always feel that,
Hmm.
but I'm progressing.
Okay. I've always had, even after all these years, and even when I had more time for practice, I was never able to get, other than in my feet, when I rooted really well and up through my lower legs, I could had a very strong sense of it, but I never could feel it all the way up through my legs, all the way through my quad and that area. Whereas I have developed my upper body sense of it quite a bit over the years. And so for me, there's a big disparity, unfortunately. And then, that's why I was wondering how it felt for you.
Mm. You never took any Rick Barrett's workshops, did you?
I took one very long time ago. I don't even remember what it was. I mean, we're talking 20 years, so I don't even remember what it was. And I don't even I think it may have even been before the studio was built on your property. That's how long ago it was.
That's been a while.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
One of the things that I found to be a real help that I certainly got from Rick is to pretty consistently be aware of, of making that extension of your finger to the earth, at,
Uh,
at least before you begin.
right.
You remember that, don't
I
you?
actually do. Yeah, I think that was part of that workshop. Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember now that you say it, I have not thought about it for a long time, to be honest with you, but yes.
And clearly, if you're connecting to the earth, then that is helping to open up the lower body.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, and so it's if you if you observe me when I start a flow
Hmm.
or start a qigong even, I almost always do that because it seems to really make a difference.
Did you say focusing on the index finger?
No, not focusing on the finger.
No.
I mean, as far as what we are extending, where we're extending through.
Yeah, where you're extending
That's what I'm
to.
talking about. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if you remember, I think I used to do the arm pushing down
Right.
exercise, and if you think about your finger, you have no strength.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you focus on where you are extending to,
Right.
then I couldn't push your arm down.
Mm. Yeah. I do remember us doing that.
Yep. So I don't do everything that Rick.
As well, I remember something similar to that with us extending with another person and trying to feel the connection
Yep.
to that extension. I remember that as a very kind of remarkable part of it as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
just
Well, it's a good reminder.
throw that out as a reminder.
I guess a very good reminder.
So did you have any questions?
No. No. I mean, that I do most of the time also. And it's it's the one place that almost immediately I can understand what I should be getting to with my whole body, because if I direct the energy out, then I'm aware of the finger, but I'm not thinking about the finger.
Yep.
And that distinction is there almost every time I succeed in reaching the earth. So
Good.
it's a matter of feeling that in the whole body that I don't have yet.
Okay. So I wanted to continue with our 8 gates, focusing on the organs or energy centers. And this also is a place where it's important to feel and not think about. Because thinking about breathing into your upper dantian does nothing. But feeling the energy going into your upper dantian can be quite powerful. So this is a good, relatively easy place to begin to try to let go of thinking about and endeavor to go more deeply in so that you can really feel what's happening. So let's do that. Do you have a question about that?
Can you say something? You've talked about this in the past, and I can't get the details anymore. The eyes in in that context.
Oh, okay. So, the eyes are not the upper dantian.
Right.
However, the eyes are a primary way of accessing the brain centers. However, because we constantly use our eyes, our optic nerve and other elements of the eyes are often blocked, energetically blocked, and thereby preventing energy flowing in and out, because the eyes are a major energy gate into the brain. So I do talk at times about, particularly we have a meditation closing in which we actually go to,
Yeah.
holding the warmed hands to the eyes. You probably remember that too.
I don't know if I do, David. I don't. That doesn't ring a bell, really.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the first part of the closing after we meditate with the Taoist meditation,
Okay.
because often, for whatever reason, during meditation, the eyes get energetically blocked. We're trying to open, but it is a place which, because it is so open between the brain and the outside world, that we've always got energy going in and out. And so it becomes important to pay some attention to that. And so you could include in anything we just rub the hands together until they're warm. And then you hold them over the eyes and let the eyes hold them there, and then when they get cool, that's as much as you can probably do. But your intention there is to release the optic nerve and open up that pathway into the 40 brain centers. I feel like I've stunned you with that. So it's, and you could use that, with any closing actually, but we always do it with Taoist meditation.
Okay.
Which I might say at this stage should be a part of your practice.
Hmm.
But that's one more thing that may be too much at the moment.
Right.
But something at least to keep in mind. Whereas in martial arts that are related to Buddhism, they start meditation right away from the beginning. With Tai Chi and Xing Yi and Bagua, meditation usually is not started until you can at least flow well with one form.
Hmm.
Because then you have arrived at a energetic level where your meditation can begin to really open up. And that is, of course, the primary way in which you can release the blockages ultimately in every energy body, and therefore open up your ability to be aware and able to move energy with, I won't say ease, but so, blah, blah, blah. Let's do the 8 gates.
Well,
So stepping out and coming into your basic structure, just taking that moment to allow yourself to land where you are, to feel your feet and ankles and calves and knees and thighs relax, soften, and merge into the earth. You want the upper body to soften as well. No limpness, just opening. The midriff open and the armpits open. And the jade pillow gate open so that Bai Hui can connect to the heavens. While you are focusing on specific points in the body, at the same time we want to be aware that the energy is flowing from the earth to the heavens and back to the earth, constantly. Feel your breathing soften and lengthen. You want to allow as much of the longevity breathing as possible to develop. Breathing into your lower dantian, breathing into your spleen, and liver. We're breathing even down to the sacral area. And into the kidneys. And the heart as you focus to the upper back. And if you can, on into the brain. And then flowing into the 8 gates. Coming up to the upper dantian, the third eye. And breathing into that energy gate and out. And then coming down to the lower dantian, bending and twisting in, extending and lengthening out. And focusing into that lower energy gate. transitioning and breathing into the kidneys. Coming up along your side channels and into the heart. Feel the heart expand and contract. Then transitioning to breathing into the liver. Feel the liver on the right side of your body, expanding and contracting. Fresh energy in and used energy out. And then coming up and breathing into the lungs, breathing energy into your lungs. Transitioning down to connect to the earth and breathe into your spleen. Feel that organ on your upper left side expanding and contracting. And then coming in and connecting to the middle dantian, and ideally eventually into the heart-mind. The point from which all thoughts originate and return to. Let's sit for a minute.
One quick question, David.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an actual physical location in our body for the heart mind like there is for Dantian's? Because I don't recall you mentioning it if there is.
There is, but I can't tell you where it is
Okay.
because it's slightly different for different people. It's where
So
it,
energetically, is it a meeting between the heart and the mind and the brain somewhere in the midst?
you're thinking too much about it.
I guess I am. That's why I'm asking that. Give me a better way to think about it. That's what I.
Um, the heart and the mind are certainly involved in it, yes. But on an unconscious level, not a conscious level.
The way I envision it is that is our connection to Wuji, emptiness and starting point of everything. Closer.
I'm not entirely comfortable with that.
Okay.
Uh, yes, but um, because Wuji is absolute stillness,
Hmm.
and the heart mind, well, it can be defined as being absolutely still, is the source of all thoughts.
Mm.
And the place, the, the location where all thoughts return. And this is beyond the level of thinking. It does not occur because you think about it.
Hmm.
It, it simply is. So Wuji is one part of it, certainly. But it's not only Wuji.
Right. I don't equate them as being the same by any means, but what I'm saying is I've always thought that the heart mind sort of being our own origin of thoughts, intents, actions, and all of that has a connection to Wuji and through which we kind of begin our process, and can return there through the heart mind. Again, this is why I'm asking, because that maybe my way of thinking about it is off center.
Well, what do you mean by process?
Well, I mean, in order for us to go back to Wuji, we go through the heart mind, and in order to begin from Wuji, it kind of connects to the heart mind as a passageway. The way we connect, because somehow we are connected to Wuji at times, right?
It that's that's true, but that's not all it is, certainly.
No, but that's that's part of how I use them, both in my flowing of our states of being.
Mm. Um, it is impossible to be aware of the heart mind if there is any conscious thinking about it going on.
Mhm. So where does the spark come from Wu to get us flowing, moving into Tai Chi, into life? How does that happen?
It just does. It's not some. So see again, you're thinking about thinking.
Right. It just does, but it just does through the heart mind, right? Isn't that the conduit?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was trying to see if I
Actually,
was thinking about.
ultimately, all everything, really everything. Um, have you ever watched um, uh, Bruce or any other really master um, spar or do push hands?
I've seen some over the years, yeah.
So one of the things that you're aware can be aware of is that if if he was to think about the response,
He's already lost.
he's already gone.
Yeah.
So he is operating from Sheen at that point, from the heart
Hmm.
mind.
Okay.
So he is not thinking about what he's going to do. He's just doing it.
Right. Okay.
I I told this to the meditation class. I don't think I've mentioned this to you, but when I was in China on that second trip, when I meditated for a week in a cave on Mount Hua,
Hmm.
and um, the the vice abbot of the big monastery that controlled all the all the caves on the mountain, all the Taoist caves on the mountain,
Right.
um, came and sat and meditated in our cave with. I was using this. It was a fairly large cave with one other person, and we were quite friendly. And although he didn't speak any English, and at the end, he gave me my what I consider my Chinese name, which is Hong Xin, constantly heart mind.
Hmm.
And he said through the translator, um, this is when I came out of the cave, that in effect that I was beginning to approach the heart mind and I should keep moving in that direction.
And Hung Sheen, your name means heart mind. Is that what
Xin means heart mind.
Sheen?
Hung means constant or constantly.
Oh, okay.
So I
Hmm.
just share that with you. It took me a week of meditation in a cave to
Wow.
even be beginning.
Right. Wow.
Um, and that was a life changing experience.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
It was just the two of you in
Yep.
that cave?
In that cave, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I, I have I have some pictures from that. I had a camera with me,
Right.
and it had been used by the Taoist monks for meditation since the Han Dynasty, which is 200 BC.
Wow.
The energy in that cave was um, fully tangible.
Wow.
It literally moved me
Huh.
physically.
Oof. Wow.
Um, and I can't say I've ever felt energy that strong anywhere else.
Huh.
And and I am fortunately a person who does feel the energy reasonably easily.
Right.
Um, for instance, um,
Mm.
on our property here, um, I I could feel the stronger energy in two locations on our
Mm.
property.
There
One
were
could,
times in the past, David, when we actually did Tai Chi outside on your property in front and also behind where we were building
yep,
at the
those
time. I
those
found
were,
one spot behind that was really strong. And
yeah,
this was many years ago.
yep,
Yeah, that's funny you said that. I totally forgot about it. It had to be a long, it would be, it was while the place was being built, so that's how long ago it was.
yep,
But we used to practice out back. And
yep,
aside from the bugs being annoying, sometimes there was one area that was really strong with the energy. And I do remember that now.
yep, yep,
And I
absolutely.
felt when I was at Sedona a couple of years ago too, Kate and Jesse and I went hiking on the Red Rocks, and I found one area, one ledge, which was really strong. And they kind of muttered around. And I think they even took a couple of short videos of me doing Tai Chi on that ledge. And boy, could I feel it. It was
Mm-hmm.
really something.
Good. So, um, what do you feel when doing the eight gates? Are some places more apparent than others?
Um, well, what's interesting is when we do it, I don't usually focus on the organs and the energy centers like we just did, but that flow we just did, it just felt more to me like the more whole. Everything that I was doing felt more whole and going. I don't know how to better to explain it. I mean, the more I take it slow and let myself try to incorporate all the different principles we're working on and do it slowly, there are pockets of the flow that just feel really great, and other times not as much feeling of the energy. But that flow we just did was one of the stronger ones because I was incorporating each of the organs or energy centers as we did them, and it did feel next step forward for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't say that I felt my spleen or my liver or anything, but I did feel other things along the way.
Well, keep practicing.
Yeah.
How about you?
Um, it was an interesting bit this morning. My body is beat up, a bit. Long drive yesterday. We were up and down Washington, and
Ah,
so I drove home.
ooh,
That's 4.5 hours.
I was going to say.
Then I took a fall.
Ah,
So anyway, I was curious about what was going to happen because I wasn't feeling all that
mm,
strong. I felt stable,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't have much sense, a big sense of energy flow, nearly the same as I have at other times. Then I had to overcome my frustration, so that took up, a bit of time. And then when I emptied that out, which I was able to do pretty much.
Good.
I felt comfortable throughout, but not as connected.
Well, it probably has to do with your not being fully rested.
I'm aware that that needn't be a controlling factor. The energy movement, should be beyond that, ideally. Yes.
Ideally, it's
Yes.
always there. Yes.
Yeah. So a matter of getting beyond attention to the physical body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know all the answers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we should spend a bit of time on the form.
Whoa.
So, have you managed to practice the end of the form some? Have more questions arisen in that area?
And no particular questions. As you just said, I generally know what's going wrong. I can feel that, but how to fix it is sometimes beyond me.
So, are there any specific places that you can?
Well, from drawing back into the, from here and into that, just that whole sequence of.
Yep.
The flow is still not there. It's better than it was a couple of weeks ago, because we
Good.
did work on that.
Yeah.
But I have to, that's a place that I do have to think about.
Yeah.
They're going into that. I think I am doing better, but again, I am having to think more about it than I want to be.
Okay. Anything for you, Jeff?
Bill, the first part you said, were you talking about turn around and chop? Is that what you said?
No. He was talking about gargoyles guard the temple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Getting into that, yeah.
Okay. Just at the very end, David, I think, what's the last posture? Is that a play peepaw at the end?
Yeah, yes.
The rotation and the sinking and all on that before we go into the end. I would like to review that at some point. If not this week, then next week is fine.
Okay. So, the tricky part, perhaps, about gargoyles, come on, David, is that you have to go from being forward weighted in
I couldn't think of it either.
I can't say the name either. You have to shift back, which allows the arms to begin to separate. And since you're just shifting, nothing else happens. But they do separate and begin to bend in. And when you come to 100%, you're rotating back, and that's when you are twisting in as you go back to roughly 60%, and then you're twisting out as you rotate into the posture. And then really the same thing happens on the other side, in that you shift back, turn, twisting in and twisting out. Nothing to it.
David, on that initial shift back from incense, are you also rising a bit?
No,
You're not.
not
Well,
really.
when do you rise then?
Not. Um, oh, well, yes. You're right. Um, I don't think very much anymore, Jeff.
No, I know. That's why it was hard for me to tell, and that's
No,
fine.
good,
I'm
good,
just,
good question.
yeah.
Because yes, as you're shifting back, you're rising to your 60%. I mean, to your
Base
base
level.
base
Okay.
level.
All right. I wasn't sure when that started. I just want to make sure that I was doing it the right way.
Yeah, that's right. And then when you get to 100%, you rotate back, twist in, and rotate forward, twist out, and twist in, and twist out.
I just realized something.
What?
It's usual I'm making it a little more dramatic than it needs to be, but yeah. I've been swinging way back on both sides.
Stay. Well, for one thing, you don't want to do that because that takes you out of your position, foot position.
Well, and that's probably why I've been having trouble coordinating it.
Yeah, and one of the things is here, as you rotate back, the first one is the more difficult one, but you want to step back enough that as you twist in, that right toe turns forward. And then you can rotate forward and twist out. Right?
Okay.
And then that just goes right on into the other one, which does the opposite movement on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Does that did
Yeah, I didn't know that was going to occur to me, but yeah, that helped obviously to correct a major flaw in there. So.
good. What was the other thing you asked about? Oh,
David, just before we leave the gargoyles, one quick question, please.
sure.
Martially, when we are doing the backward movement in both gargoyles, is that like a rollback with the potential for an arm lock?
You know, it's a, it's really actually a pull into an attack. So, it in a way, you could define it as a rollback. It is in the real sense of that term,
Right.
absorption. So you're
Okay.
absorbing their energy and then expanding out.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I was not thinking of that initially as absorbing. I was thinking of it as the first intent is to roll back and just throw them to the side, but then you change your mind and bring it into an arm lock or something like that.
Yeah. So um, roll back. That's I didn't really know this till I started working with Bruce about, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, because he makes a big point of the fact that we tend to define that by the English translation.
Hmm.
Um, and yes, there is a certain element of that to it, but the real meaning of it is absorption of
Oh,
their energy,
okay.
and whether it's absorbing to simply deflect it away
Right.
or absorbing it to attack back,
Yeah, I see.
a different application of it. But
Okay. Okay, thanks.
good.
So it's just a
Oh,
continuation of
oh,
that whole thing, from gargoyles and then
yeah.
into,
So, um, when you you do gargoyles, and I can, but I can't come into the middle of this like that. I can't. So we've done.
okay, yeah, pick a bow and
Shoot the bow. Oh, no, that's the end. So I need to go before that. Yeah, so it comes right out of gargoyles.
It's coming out of gargoyles,
Yeah, okay. So what happens here is you are shifting and rotating slightly left forward. And so that your arms, now here's a place that, one of those places that it seems counterintuitive, because the arms are actually bending in, but they appear to be extending and twisting out. So they're actually twisting in at that point. And you are shifting onto that left foot so that you can do a sweeping kick that steps back. So you're coming out of gargoyles, going forward, sweep. That's not right, is it? Wait,
No,
I'm
no, it's not a step back. It's
no. This is to the corner.
Yeah.
So, you're in gargoyles. You come.
Yeah, sweep the lotus,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
it is, but it's when you do sweep the lotus, it's in step to the corner,
Right.
and the hands have to bend quickly to the neck, so you can stroke out through that Chen style push here, and it's to the corner, the right front corner, as you do that, and you have to try very hard, and sometimes it's difficult, to do that kick and make it an empty step, because you need that ability to make this curving movement forward. Okay? Is that
yeah, and I'm making too big a step there.
doesn't this is the Wu style, it doesn't have to
Yes.
David, one question about what you were saying about the arms as you go into sweep the lotus. You were saying they kind of come, it looks like they're extending right away, but they're actually bending in a little bit.
You have
They
to
then
see,
extend as we go into the kick. Is that what happens?
yeah, you have to, from here,
Yeah.
if you really think about this as an extension from the spine, then as you go forward, you can release that, and it becomes a bend. You can feel the bend and the twist in.
Right.
Okay, and obviously where you put your hands depends on how high you can kick, and then you're right. This during the kick, it's an extension, and as the hands come up to the neck, you're twisting and bending in,
Okay.
right? So that you can extend out.
Right. That first part where we went from gargoyle into sweep the lotus, I had never really thought of it as the arms bending in. So that's kind of new to me. But
Yeah,
I can see why we do that because it's an optical illusion. The hands look like they're further out, but they're actually you're
yeah,
still bending in. So
right.
that's a new way of thinking about it for me.
And then you wanted to know about was that enough on that
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So you get to double cannon punch.
Right from there. Yep.
Yep. And you shift forward and release, and that's already starting to bend in. You're not twisting yet. Well, you are, but it's very internal. But you're beginning to bend in. You're going to turn so that right foot faces more or less to the front. And as you rotate back onto it, you're twisting and bending in. As you come to 100%, you let that left toe float to its appropriate position, and then you open. You bend and extend out. So it's very subtle.
But there's a little rotation in the opposite direction for that last part, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was always a little unclear about is how much, if any, we're putting into that.
Yeah. So you go into double cannon punch, turn, you're bending and twisting in, and then out.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to do is, as I come around into that, I'm going into the direction of my right foot,
Yeah.
which is at that point the forward foot. But then as you go into the posture, it becomes the back foot, and you turn in the direction of your left toe.
And we're saving the sinking for the closing. We're not really sinking in that last
Right.
rotation back.
This is out, and then it's twisting in
Yeah.
and out.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have any more question there?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
class, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So all that remains to do is
Practice, practice, practice. I got it.
Bill, did you say you drove up Mount Washington? Is that what you're referring to?
We took the Cog Railway, but we drove
You
up
drove up
there.
to there though.
Yeah,
Up to
took my
yeah.
granddaughter up. She's
Oh,
9, and she was scared, but she persevered and actually had a good time.
oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So
When you say the cog, is that little train that goes up?
I'm sorry.
Is it like a
That,
train?
is that
Yes,
the
it's a
train that goes
train.
up it?
It's a train, and on the bottom of the train there are wheels with cogs in them. I mean, they're
Oh,
you know, and they fit into a strip that goes up the mountain that has holes in it, and
oh,
the cogs go in the hole, and
right.
that's what helps
Yeah.
pull it up.
Huh,
It's an odd feeling.
I was going to
yeah.
say it must be clunk, 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 clunk.
There's some of that, yes.
Yeah.
Not I've been at this my third time up. I drove up years and years ago, and my brakes began to fail on the way down.
Oh, God.
The second time I went up the cog, and it was noisier than it was this time,
Ah,
and it was smooth this time. They make improvements.
oh, good.
It's probably more electrical than mechanical at this point, for them.
Right.
And this was not a steam engine. This was, you know,
Hmm.
but it was good, and we
I'm
had
sure.
reasonable visibility up there, and it wasn't terribly cold. It was 60-ish.
Oh,
Oh, that's
not too
nice.
bad.
Not too bad. It was 90 at the bottom and 60 at the top. But I was prepared for. Well, I knew the forecast,
Yeah.
but before we left to go up to New Hampshire, I packed a fleece
Ah, good.
because the last time I was up, it was freezing, and there was a rainstorm with rain coming horizontally.
Oh, wow.
Bad scene, and that was the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Interesting. 'Cause we were up there a couple of years ago in like October or something, and we thought about doing that. We ended up not doing it, but I
uh,
was always curious on what people
it's
thought of it.
fun. We didn't. There are a number of things you can take gondola rides up. You know. Several mountains, and you can go to the Flume,
The
Oh,
which is
flume.
a gorge that they built a walkway through.
right.
Of course, it's very wet and slippery, but
Yeah, we didn't go there either. I think it was too cold to do that. If it was warmer, we would have done that because it was October at some point. I think
yeah, yeah,
mid-October actually.